Hi, Kendi, Leonie Fay here with your audio online reading. First thing, sweetheart, I've pre-shuffled everything, so I've taken out about, 15-20 minutes of wasted air time in doing the shuffling and everything, so I can go straight into your reading. Hence why audio online readings are around 30 minutes, because I take out that shuffle aspect of the reading. But I've done a shuffle of the cards and my crystal cards and runes and looking at your numerology. And the first thing we are actually going to look at, I want to talk to you about first, is your birth numbers. You're a day 7, you're a pathway 7, and you're a soul 8. Now, 7s do indicate an old, mature soul, but they also indicate someone who, throughout their life, will face or has faced a lot of challenges. 7 in Buddhism is the acceptance that life is a challenge, and if we want to grow and heal, we have to face adversity from time to time. And then once a person accepts that, adversity lessens, challenges become exciting, and people tend to find joy, especially later on in life. If life has been pretty rough going at the start of your journey, it is the vibrations that you're carrying in your birth numbers. However, 7 is the number of truth, of teaching, of healing, and it's of great strength and great awakening. So there's always a prize. Anyone that carries the 7s in their birth numbers and have faced many challenges, they go on to usually lead very prosperous or very healthy or very happy lives as they learn their challenges, as they overcome them. I don't know if you ever wanted to be a teacher, because your numbers are that of someone who could have been an exceptional teacher, person who either teaches children or coaches or mentors or helps others. And another vocation with your numerology is psychology and veterinarian, would you believe? So they're very strong. That's in your birth numbers. So whether you are this passionate animal lover, whether you do adore children and you focus on your own children's needs, or there's been times that you thought, I wouldn't mind being a counsellor or a teacher or work with animals. But that's the first thing you should be aware of. Your numbers vibrate at that sort of level. The desire to travel. Wow. 7, with that many 7s, usually we get a soul who thinks about, dreams about, or goes out and does it, a fair bit of travel. If you were young and you settled in early in your life, take heart and know that probably in your 50s and 60s you'll trace all over Australia and the world, because I don't think you can take the sailor out of the 7. And that's definitely what you've got, is some big sails. And there's a boat in you, journey. Vibrating this year, there's a lot of chapters closing, and you're learning to be independent, and you're learning to stand up for yourself, you're learning to take control of your own destiny. There may be goals you've set yourself in your health, and this could be the year that you will achieve that, whether they're addictions or just health challenges that you've set yourself. And like I said, being a 7, you 7s like challenges and usually face them and overcome them. Well, this year, if you notice that, you want to make changes in your physical body, or you want to make changes in a career or study, this is the type of year where you'll be able to close the door on things that don't work for you so that you can move forward in things that do. Emotionally, 991 on its own, when you look at the sequence, can mean someone who's either been single or faced being on their own and has learnt to be independent and strong, and look, you could be in a relationship, darling, but this could be the year that you're looking at being independent and you and standing up for you. In other exciting levels, because you're a soul 8, you do have a destiny. There is a purpose, and a lot of soul 8s can have their own businesses, or they do have a career that is rather professional. So you're still a baby. If you haven't achieved anything like that just yet, because you're 1990, just take heart and know there's still more growth in you. This year, though, 991. chapters are closing. Even your pathways are 9, meaning that, yeah, doors will close. Some people get 9 pathways and a job ends. They move house, they move town, and as mentioned earlier, they have big changes in relationship. Your soul just wants you to be independent and not be frightened to try new roads and connect to new people and just generally put yourself out there in that sort of new beginning phase. It's a powerful 11 year this year. There is, even the year itself is bringing so much fear and uncertainty, but there's an excitement because this is a year where we end some powerful chapters in our lives. So a lot of people are closing the door on their past this year and bravely moving forward into the unknown. A lot of people, I'm talking to a lot of people, they're moving house and changing jobs and changing relationship this year, and it's exhilarating, exciting, scary. And of course it's going to, it brings closure to the past, and that can bring a bit of grief and a bit of uncertainty back. And so I'm asking everyone to just be gentle, take it day by day this year, and every event, every choice you make, every decision, especially if it's an ending, think about it, review it, breathe it, and then move on. That's the most important thing. Being a Virgo this year, I'm hoping you'll feel more grounded and more stable because it is an Earth year. You guys flourish in Earth years. You tend to know what it is you want in love and career and family. And it's a very family-orientated year. Their numbers could also signify making another baby if that's what you want, or making sure there's no more babies if you've already got them. But, excuse me, love. But there's definitely a very strong indication that you're heading into this sort of new period, and there's a lot of growth. And being a Virgo this year will keep you grounded and stable and hopefully make right decisions. Family and home will be the Virgo's most prominent and most important concern throughout 2018, dealing with their family and dealing with their home life, and settling in. So any moves, it'd be the year to settle in and make the decisions. So it's the year of the turtle. So everything this year is about making sure we've got our roots in the right places and that we're in the right homes and towns and jobs and relationships. So it's a bit scary because there'll be people that will have nothing but drama this year. And that tells the story right there, doesn't it? If there's constant conflict, then you're on the wrong one. So if you go to a job and it's just miserable and then that's karma saying, hey, this isn't your destiny. If you're in a relationship, it's constant arguing or violence or drama then that's universe saying, hey, not the right one. What are you going to do about it? And this goes on in friendships and where you're living. This energy, if it's off all the time. I mean, you can have an off day on a good path, but if it's constant and it just keeps throwing everything out of whack, well, then all right, sweetheart. But I talk to you like this because this is probably going to be one of those monumentally life-changing years. Okay, so hang in there. I did your totems, and you actually carry beaver this year. That's exciting. Beaver medicine people are very active. So my hope is that you'll channel your beaver this year and you'll be, physically more active and out there. So that means your body will feel good and look good this year, carrying this medicine. Active, active, active. Emotionally, building your family, protecting a family, building a home, protecting the home, So beavers are all about, building and strengthening and protecting what is theirs. And that's the gift that you will have. You'll be very loyal, very loving to the people that you look after or watch over. Spiritually, Beaver gives you the ability to literally manifest your dreams. So I'm a bit excited for you. I'm hoping you will channel the messages from this card and go, yes, I am. I'm building this dream. I've got this goal, whether you're going to study, complete study and go out there and set yourself up, but there's definitely growth, and Beaver says that's what you're carrying. What messages of warnings that your totem cards are giving us is that you've got a lot of drama around you. Opossum reverse is when there's incessant drama, chaos, gossip, lies, and waste of time. So this year you need to take stock of who's wasting your energy, draining it, and wasting your time this year. Don't hook into drama, dramatic people. Definitely don't hook into lies and gossips. And yes, turn the other cheek. Don't. The moment we jump into other people's dramas that they create is the moment we stop moving forward. So it sabotages our journey. It's best to just walk on by. So this year, try and make an effort not to get involved or embroiled in any dramas around you. You're reinventing yourself, says the final totem. So this is a year of reinvention. So what's happening is you're changing. You're changing you, your looks, your thoughts, maybe even your living environment, your working environment, your family, relationship. You're going through what we call this wonderful reinvention. So this year, pay attention to all the changes, because I have a feeling that this time next year, there's a whole new girl on our hands and she's looking pretty fly. So very cool card to have in the future. It just sort of says that you're still growing and evolving and you're still changing, and that's exciting because a lot of people stop by about the age of 25. They stop. They just don't keep growing anymore, and it's pretty scary. But here you are, you're still going strong throughout this cycle. The crystals that we pulled for you in healing are very specific. They're protective stones. They're ones that protect your heart if you've been hurt, betrayed, used, or you've been in grief. There certainly is strong male presence around you. As I'm chatting and looking at your photo, I am picking up, even though I don't do mediumship in these readings, I can be honest with you though and tell you I'm really sensing strong male presence, and not just one, lovey. So there is some strong male presence watching over you, but maybe they're worried. I'm not sure if you've been hurt, betrayed, there's been anger, abuse, drug issues around you, but they're very protective. So you've got what we call protective energies working with you this year. If they're nobody that has sort of passed that you were close to, they'll be your guides. And this, black obsidian in the physical this year is protecting you from fire, theft, flood, violence, betrayal, grief, excessive anger, all those nasties that are actually raging in the world. And jet is also your spiritual stone, and jet is very similar to black obsidian. It's black as well, but your guides are using the power of jet this year, and jet is to help disperse and help you to cut those unhealthy, toxic ties. Sometimes we get embroiled with people or embroiled with situations, and it creates this toxic energy. And then it flows into us and we get sick, and then our lives sort of fall apart, or it's drama. So someone up there, darling, is working on cutting some very old nasty ties that could be holding you back. So there's a lot of excitement. There's this feeling of rose quartz at your heart, and you're going to experience real love, true love, unconditional love, spiritual love. It's a gorgeous stone in this position. It says your heart is opening. Are we going to see a very spiritual girl in this next cycle? Are you going to be very much enjoying children this year? Are you opening your heart to real love? And are you letting your loved ones in from the spirit world? Are you working with your guides and feeling that sort of healing love? That's very powerful. All three crystals come in to protect against diseases like cancer, heart disease, lung disease, all those sort of nasty diseases. So if there's any health issues going on around you, these are the great crystals they sort of talk about healing of. So this could be someone's getting an all clear, or they're finding out what's wrong, and they're getting on and doing some healing. So they're very powerful. Your mother's side has strong energy up there. So on your mum's side, there's some strong souls working with you too. When I talk about the crystals, mum's side lights up rather strongly. But has there been a pop, either mum or dad's side? Because again, I'm picking up an older male this time. He's also coming through. When I start talking about health, so I wonder, if we've got older people in your life that are going through some ups and downs. But it's nice to feel this type of spirit around when I'm doing these kind of readings. But you're protected, there's love, you're letting go of anger, hurt and betrayal, and you might be making a conscious decision to remove some toxic negative energy or people from your life. Good. Your surrender cards this year in healing, your guides are asking you to surrender this year to what is. Your guides want you to know that it's time that you flow with what is instead of fighting it. It says when you can't change a situation, it's time to compassionately accept it exactly as it is, because this will bring you peace this year. That means you can't force something or someone. It means you've got to accept that some situations are what they are and nothing's going to change. So this could be a year that you're coming to sort of that peaceful conclusion. Oh, well, it is what it is and I can't change that. It's so important, your guides say, that you've got to surrender comparisons with other people this year. You must keep your eyes trained on yourself. It wants you to focus on your own strengths, attractiveness and your own power. Whether you're going to gym or you joined a fitness group or you're involved with other people, don't compare yourself. You've got to stand alone with your goals and you've got to focus on that area. That is the most important thing. Now, surrender to inner peace is a message from your guides that are asking you to try and learn to meditate more. Try to do yoga, walking, meditation, anything that gets you on your own and in your own head and gets your thoughts quiet. So it's so important. If you can cultivate inner peace or surrender to inner peace, others will feel your good vibes and your life will flow more easily. So just be aware that when you slow down your energy, so you're an empath, and what that means is that your feelings are expressive and people feel them even if you're not sort of showing it by your facial or physical expressions or reactions. Your energy is felt by other people. So the more you cultivate peaceful, loving, positive vibes this year, you watch how kids and animals and adults respond to you. All right, so you try and do that this year. Your guides are working with you to try to bring, I think they're trying to stop some chaotic, hyperactive, nervous, worrying, negative tension energy, and they're trying to get you to calm down this year so that you can focus things, because it is a very powerful year by the look of what we've already seen. In matters of the heart, forgiveness and learning is who you are. Maybe this year you'll spend it forgiving and learning about, the past. So whether there's a previous partner or a present one, or you've been through something. But this year it says you're forgiving and you're learning. And as you forgive and as you learn from the past lessons that you've caused yourself or others have caused to you, then that's just going to make you more open to positive loving events. In partnership, the healing of family issues. This talks about where, if there is a partner in your life now, maybe going through some tumultuous family issues and dramas, and there's a need to bring some healing. If you're single, of course, this is a year you may be focusing on just sort of strengthening your own family and bringing healing in those areas. New love, soulmate, very beautiful cards. New love is usually when sometimes you get new love when you've had a previous relationship and it didn't work out and you met someone and then you realise that someone is wow. Someone you could spend the rest of your life with, or someone that you could have an incredible relationship with. Children are a huge factor in your love life this year. They're either positive, some people get this and they're making babies, others get this and their babies are causing trouble and causing upset. So it can go either way, this card. Codependency is in the past. And this is sort of saying, were there addictions in the past? Were there drugs, alcohol? Was there people addicted to work or codependent on an unhealthy, toxic relationship? That's the past, though, and it says that you're shifting away from all that energy. Retreat is when you know you need to spend more time with your family. This is a year that you might go focus on your family. You might retreat and less of your friends, and sometimes couples need that in an existing relationship. This card comes up to say, hey, tell the friends to bug off. You need one-on-one time with the partner and your kids and your family, your inner circle. If you're single and you're meeting someone, the same thing. Your friends can't be involved. It is so important that you, in a relationship, for it to succeed and to flourish, there has to be one-on-one time. Couples have to retreat for a little bit. And I remember when I was growing up, and I remember when I was dating Robbie, and we just wanted to have quiet time. My friends were jealous. But he's taking time away. Now he's trying to control you. No. It is about getting to know someone that you're intimate with in ways you're not with your friends, that you could make life with each other and lives with each other. That's the general message of that card. So remember that. Any relationship stuff this year, it's so important that you have one-on-one time. That is so important. But, with soulmate and new love in your life, maybe you did. Maybe you met a really decent, loving person. But I like the energy that's around you when it comes to love. It tells me straight away, Kendi can be really happy in love. She can have that really positive relationship. And even in its ups and downs and its tough years and tough times, she can soldier through and see it through, to wherever it's meant to go for you. Some relationships are meant to last a lifetime. Some 5 years, 10, 15. Some are just drama and meant to teach us what real love is about, by the way they're not. You have real love. You have all that. You're lucky. So I hope that you can figure that out. Just don't let codependency or addictions affect you. With the kids, you're either making or you've got to put some boundaries up. And you might have to tell your friends to bugger off. Love them sick, but there's some years you have to focus on relationships that are more important if you want them to sustain. I think the worst thing people have said, women, my friends are with me forever, but, love leaves. The moment you say something like that, you're putting it out there. You're putting it out there, well, that true love will fail and you won't, you know what I mean? So it depends on how you feel, but relationship-wise, it looks a bit interesting in this next cycle. You're figuring out what is real, what isn't. Perhaps you're learning personal boundaries. There's a lot to do with children. There's the forgiving of family matters, and you're learning to forgive. So I have a feeling you've gone through hurt and betrayal in the past. Tur is your rune this year, and he says that you've got a personal victory, that you're facing a lot of, if there's been challenges, you'll be having a lot of victory. Do you know what I mean? So Tur stepped in today to sort of say, that this year, whatever you face, you can win, you can beat. If you had a legal matter, you'd win. If you've been working towards a goal, health, project, study, you'll get there, you'll nail it. Tur for a woman is a decent guy, loving, hardworking, someone who's really trying. Pyorf is your challenge this year, and it's about not listening to lies. It's about not spreading lies or listening to lies. It's about don't go looking for something that isn't there. Sometimes we're convinced something's going on and it's not. And Pyorf in this position says, hang on a minute, this is just ridiculous. No making a story or convinced that this did happen when it didn't. Truth comes from the mouth of those that know the truth that it's about, or it comes from what you see with your own eyes and hear with your own ears from the people involved. So this year, try not to hook into what other people are trying to tell you. Ingus is a rune of fertility and growth and new beginnings. Oh, it's a beautiful stone. Rune stone. It sometimes comes when there's going to be marriages, babies, new homes. It's lovely. It's lovely. So, but a general message is that you've got growth ahead of you. So you'll win a few victories. Hopefully you'll stop listening to bullshit or don't listen. And overall you'll have a lot of growth. I suspect a lot of emotional growth in this next cycle. So let's look at what this 12 months is going to bring you now. So we've got the King of Wands was the first card that pulled out for the next 12 months. So that represents a strong male in your life. The Devil is crossing him, so there could be some concerns. The Devil is a card when there can be mental health issues, depression, anxiety. There can be violence. There can be drug issues, gambling issues. There can be unfaithfulness. So he's not a good card, is he, as you can gather? And he is crossing a male that's around you. Is this telling us a story that you've been through these situations? It doesn't have to be all of those things I've said, so don't worry. But have you been through those things? Is there or was there a male in your life that had caused a lot of drama or is causing? Well, this year it's so important that you identify the problems and try and figure them out. Two Pentacles is that you're coping, you're capable of coping and paying your bills, and whether you're going to be working part-time or it says you're making this conscious decision this year and you're getting on top of your finances and you're able to cope. It also suggests you might be cutting cords or separating or breaking away from either someone or some people this year. The Tower is sometimes when we've had a lot of shock. He's a bugger, unfortunately, but you're coming out of him. He can come when there's been deaths, tragic suicides, accidents, losses in our lives, where we've just been through a lot. He can come up when there's been separation and job loss. So he's a really tough card to have, but where he's positioned is that the worst has happened, you've been through the worst. So on a good note, the dramas that you've faced, you've probably already faced them, and you're dealing with that this year. I don't know if you've got any children, but there's a cutie here. It speaks of a little page of pentacles. This can be a little girl or boy, very old soul, does really well academically, and is probably more intelligent than you. It's a smart one. I love that. The kids sometimes are older souls than we are, and they know more than us, and they have that wisdom. I tend to believe that they come down to harness, ground, and stabilise stabilizes so that, because we can be a bit of rat bag. So you may be a bit of a rat bag, and this beautiful little soul's purpose in life is to balance you. Gorgeous. I don't know if you've got any little girls, but there's definitely a strong indication there's some female energy around you as well with children. And when I talk about that, there's a lovely older soul up there on your mother's side looking after a little soul in a cradle. So I don't know if there was ever a miss, a loss, but there is a little one. I'm getting a very strong vision of that. Work is very important, and there's a lot going on about work in 2018. There could be a new job and new work, and there's a lot of excitement there. Is there more than one child? Because I've now picked up another kid, completely different, energetic, full-on, affectionate, young, new soul, ready to learn everything and drive everyone absolutely nuts. I don't know if that's to come. I don't know if you're pregnant or you've had a little one and you're going, I know who that is. Gorgeous. These kids, I hope I'm right here. There's children in here, darling. They're gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful energy. Smart, intelligent for one, annoying and full-on and affectionate for the other, and high maintenance, put it that way. You've got to make decisions. Like I said, there's all these choices this year. Is this year you're deciding that you want to move house, move town, change jobs? It talks a lot about you've got to make some real decisions. Like I said, I don't know if you've been through a breakup or you've been struggling in a relationship or there's been problems in the past. But I like that this year you're mending and you're addressing, you're forgiving, you're dealing with, and you're moving forward. And if you are forgiving someone for their problems that they've been facing, or if you are helping someone to heal, then usually it brings a lot of further healing in a relationship. But you are cutting ties with a female, so that's interesting. It says judgment on a female. There could be legal matters, there could be court issues, or just a closure. And that just says you're ready to close the door. You've had enough of a certain person. So if there's been any demons, any addiction issues, any hurt, any betrayals, any monetary matters, take heart and know that this year you're coping, you're rebuilding. There is a lot of talk about perhaps renovating, building or buying. Certainly there is talk of study. Oh, very strong. You make important decisions this year. This is your decision-making year. There's a lot about new job, and someone could travel away with their job and travel and work away. That could be a partner. There is a lot of victory in love. Very good year for relationships. There's a lot of good news around relationship this year. Money is spent, and you're pouring a lot of money into children, and children matters. Some people get that in their IVFing. If not, it's the kids you got now, and schools and specialised programs and sports. Oh, look out. You'll be pouring a lot of money in children now and in the near future, I think. But it's a very strong year for rebuilding. Generally, this is a year of healing, forgiving and rebuilding. Travel is on the cards. There's a lot to do with travel. So you've got to make some choices. I don't know if they'll happen this year. And recovery after another baby. Do you think you'll have another baby? Or you've had one? Because there's another child in here as well. So it says full recovery, travel and travel away. Another message from your guides is that they're looking after little people down here. And sometimes there's health issues around our little ones. And we have to go away and we have to sometimes see a specialist. But I got the full recovery cards. So that was they were cards that flew out. So I feel like one of your guides wanted to get that message across that everything will be okay. We'll see a full recovery. All right, so that's a look at this year. So you're closing doors, a lot of contemplation about work, decisions with, I don't know, about making babies or study, healing of relationship. That was fabulous. So that's a good note to see. So let's have a look at what your living diary has to say. And these are just the predictions for the next couple of years. Definitely a new job is coming for the young Knight of Pentacles in your life. That's a partner. Travel and work. Looks good. There is work for you. Either you've decided you want to go back and work full-time or part-time. But yeah, you're making a lot of decisions. You've got to be careful. There's a lot of arguing and disagreements that can lead to breakups and separations. So you really have to focus if you want to be happy. You're changing and turning your life around in the next 3 years, and you find your calling. That's exciting to read in a young person's life when you see that they're turning their life around and they've found their calling in life, what they want to do. Yes, there's a lot more talk, and there's the pregnancy and birth of a little one, either for yourself or someone very close to you. There is a lot of female energy, so I'm not sure if I'm predicting a birth of a little girl. There is this tower around someone that you're very close to, whether she's a family member or she's associated to you as a friend. The tower means that you will have someone close to you that will experience a loss of a partner. So there could be some sadness. You could be stepping up and doing a lot of love and support in this next cycle. You're around a lot of professional people in the next couple of years, and things are going really well, whether she's a counsellor for a male that you're very close to, but there's definitely healing going on, which I think is wonderful. There is a young male that's just going from strength to strength in your life. It's usually a son figure, darling. In the next couple of years, it's just sort of showing me someone active and healthy and succeeding. So look out. I don't know if you've had any children, but trust me, darling, there's a little one in here that is really, whether he's going to be a future sport, I don't know. He's got a little bit of a champion in him, this male that's around you. The hopes and dreams will be realised and especially around love. I almost feel like the next couple of years you'll sort out whatever problems you're going through, and you're coming into a good cycle of relationship, whether that's someone new or you're building and healing and mending an existing relationship. You've got to make some decisions about, where you're living. So there's no doubt in the next 3 years or before, or within, I should say, a lot of choices, work, move, and you are undecided. But I think you'll make the right decision. You know what I mean? So, if you go back and forth. The thing about Virgos is they procrastinate. In truth, I'll give you a yearly reading, and it could take you 3 years for it to activate because you just don't like change. So you hold on. There is this sort of decision about, no more babies, and getting something done about it. And then there's the panic about it. So there'll be decisions on there, decisions on a move. There's a business, somebody's getting a new job and they're doing fantastic. Oh, nice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So a lot of success around a job or business in the next couple of years. This is marvellous. Peace and harmony. Money's pretty good, so don't stress too much. Money's doing really good in this next 3 years. Oh, got a wedding to look forward to. Got a wonderful trip that's coming up. We've got a birth of a little one. So there is babies, and there's a lot of joy and love in your life. So there's no doubt in my mind. So if you have been through any relationship stuff, next couple of years is talking about true love and new love and soul love, and there's definitely, and the reading talks about new beginnings and babies and a wedding and lots of gorgeous stuff. Now, if you're happily married, sweetheart, and if you say, well, yeah, that's my past and I'm with my partner now and we're happy, well, this is just a validation. But if you are struggling, going through separation, being hurt, being betrayed, dealt with drugs, dealt with anger, then I'm showing you that there's this beautiful road ahead of you. But either way, it looks great. It looks absolutely great, your future pathway. So enjoy any weddings coming up. There's actually quite a few. There's actually a few babies too, and there's going to be a run of girls. There's love. You've got new friendship, which I think is great. But I love that you've got your hope when it comes to relationship now and in the near future. There's a young man working and travelling and doing really well. You're getting on top of your finances. You're making major decisions. I don't know if it's to study and work or go, but you go after your career goal. You nail it. You've got a lot of, you're close to your parents, I'm not sure, but there's a lot of spirit both on mum and dad's side. So there's a lot there. And there's an older man on your dad's side that kept trying to bug me. So there's definitely strong forces up there. And just remember, there's an older woman up there looking after a little soul in a cradle. Excuse me. There is talk of babies in the future. You've got to make some real decisions about moves, but I truly feel that you'll make the right decision. So it's going to get interesting in this next couple of years. So I want you to listen to everything a couple of times, soak it up, put it away. I never throw these out, so they'll stay on YouTube for as long as I'm alive. And I've got an account. So you'll always be able to refer to it. But if you ever know how to download it, grab a downloading app and take it off the tube itself and keep your own copy. I think you can convert it and put it onto iTunes. But either way, listen to it often and have a fabulous year, sweetheart.